Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be rating every single Call of Duty zombie perks from World at War all the way to Black Ops Cold War. Now if you're curious why have I got a section called tier list, that is because for some weird reason this tier list it duplicated every single perk 3 times and I don't know why it did this. This is just the way it was. And this one's got every single perk. I'm positive. There might be 1 or 2 perks they're missing here, but I counted every single perk from World at War all the way to Black Ops Season here and Black Ops 4. Well, I'm not 100% sure about Black Ops 4 just because I do not with every single perk from Black Ops 4. But anyway, let's just get straight into this. Simple tier list. Overpowered. Yeah, that's simple. The best of the best. Amazing. Very useful. Good, useful, but there's been better things. Usable, okay. Kind of useless, doesn't really do anything, and pointless. Does that really need to be a perk in the game? Alright, let's just start. Start with Bandit. Then what does Damn Bandit do? I'll explain what all the perks do. Bandit just gives you extra ammo overall. It's a very useful perk, especially if you're in mods. I would say it wasn't super useful in Black Ops 4, but in custom maps this perk is really good. Now every perk in Black Ops 4 does have an upgrade if you used it as your 4th perk where it got a modifier if you got all the perks, and it got a little bit of a buff. Bandit was kind of pointless because you could just refill your ammo if you had a gun that was out of ammo. Yeah, it was really pointless because it just refilled the ammo for that magazine, which to be honest I don't know who walks around, who carries a half-loaded magazine ever, you know what I mean? But the modifier slot is completely pointless. But I'm going to put this perk in good because overall increase ammo is a really good thing. If this perk was in Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and World at War, I would put this perk higher. But it's the fact that it's only in Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 doesn't have the biggest ammo problem, unlike the older games where you're constantly running out of guns, just don't do enough damage. Black Ops 4 guns, yeah, Black Ops 4 did have a problem. The guns not doing enough damage, but let's be honest. The reason is because most people didn't pack a punch 5 times. Yeah, that's really the reason why it sucks. Alright. The next perk is this is a new perk for Black Ops Cold War. Elemental Pop. Every single Black Ops Cold War perk has an upgrade tier list. For the sake of this video, we're not going to talk about every single upgrade, all these perks, because we'd be here all day. But I will talk about Elemental Pop because that is exclusive to Black Ops Cold War. The first upgrade, I didn't remember what the upgrades do. I remember what the third upgrade does. The third upgrade makes it where you get a random elemental effect. The 4th upgrade increases the damage, I'm pretty sure, by 50% when you're using that element against the right thing. For example, if I use Deadfire, not against a Megaton, it would do more damage normally, but if I had that 50% thing, it would do even more damage. I think the last one is it charge quicker. Your things, I don't remember the top of my head. But this perk is overall useful. I'm saying it's a decent perk. It's certainly not the first perk I'd buy, but it's certainly not the last perk I'd buy. But against boss zombies that are weak to certain elements, it's really good. It's a really useful perk. So, I'm not 100% where I would put this perk, to be honest with you. I'm going to put it in good, simply because I think it's a good perk. Alright, let's go to the next perk. What this perk does is Blaze Face. Some stupid. I just realised I put this perk twice. And Blaze Face, what this perk does is, let's be honest, this perk is absolutely pointless. The player has to go crouch, then you have to charge something up. You can kill a whole horde of zombies, right? So it does have usefulness. I do not remember what the upgrade does because I only used this perk like once or twice, and I thought it was absolutely useless. The charge takes too long. I'm gonna get called up. The perk gives you a slight speed boost. I don't know anybody that uses this perk ever. So I'm just going to put this perk pointless. Really? It's kind of pointless. I guess it would be effective strategy, but the problem with Black Ops for zombies, you have super sprinters in the high ground, so how the heck is this going to work? Super Alright, Deadshot Dagger. Let's talk about Deadshot Dagger. Deadshot, do you want on this part of this? Do. Okay. That's all. Or the Black Ops. Alright, so Deadshot was introduced in Black Ops 1. All of the dead was put in every single map. Pretty much. Afterwards, I don't remember the top of my head what every single map this perk was in. So we're not going to do that because we're trying to think of that. Perk only cost 1,000 on mouse and on PC, mouse and keyboard. Black Ops 1 and 2, but changed it to 1,500 for some reason, and Black Ops 3 and onwards for keyboard mouse and keyboard mouse. What this gun does is if you're using a controller, automatically aim for the head. That's all it does. It's actually really good. That's actually quite useful. The Black Ops 4 1, Black Ops 4 1, the Black Ops 4 1, if you use it as your modifier slot, it increases damage. Eventually, you can get 5 times streak. No, damage is very, very diminished. Very diminished. Diminishing, what's the other one? It's very slight increase. I think it's like a 25% increase at best. Not entirely sure, but I never really noticed a massive increase, however. It was decent. If you use it as Stone Cave Stronghold, it was kind of useful. And Black Ops 4, Black Ops 4 was actually really, really good because you double headshot damage for your first shot. It's amazing, but if you like a stint around the body shot, then you're not going to do it. So, but because of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, I'm going to put it in the usable category. I think it's a lot better than Black Ops Cold War, but we're not just rating Black Ops Cold War. And I did it again, I put Deadshot in twice. Jeez. Alright. Next perk is Death Reception. What this perk does is it makes you see zombies through walls. So if you can't see the zombies, it will highlight them. Yeah, that's really, really pointless. However, the modifier slot makes you do increased damage against special enemy weak points, which is actually kind of useful. But the same thing, he's going to use this in the modifier slot. But I do think it does have some use. You do extra damage if you use it, but unlike Blaze Field, I think makes it charge. Okay. Next perk is Double Tap 1. Now, Double Tap 1 was only in 2 games, World at War and Blackest Country. What did it do? It increased the fire rate of your gun. Yeah. A lot of people actually hate this perk. Surprisingly, I think there's certain guns, yes, this perk wasn't useful. But if you're using slow LG like the HK, the RPD was useful for, a bunch of ARs it was useful for, the SMGs it don't use that, don't use double tap. Snipers it was useful for, to increase the fire rate. 33% increased fire rate, to be honest, if I was Shark I would have made that 50% increase. So, I think it's... Yes, where would I put them? Pretty usable, maybe it's more useful than Deadshot. So I might put it in good. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm gonna put it in good because I think it has more benefits than negatives. Like people say if you have double tap 1.1, you're gonna miss. You're gonna waste more bullets. Yeah, if you fucking can't shoot. You can't shoot. If you overshoot, which if you play Call of Duty Zombies for such a long time, hitting the Smith plays, you should know. You should know how much health the zombies have roughly from what's round. Though it's obviously not fully, but still. Alright, next perk is Dying Wishing. Pre-patch Dying Night is very, very overpowered. It will be charged every 5 minutes. However, after patch, I think it increases by an extra 5 minutes every single time you use it. So, it does. What does Dying Wish do? It puts you in a unkillable mode for 9 seconds where you do like 600% increased damage. So at the second it goes away, you'll have no health and you're a one tap. Granted though, you can fix that issue by using it in the modifier slot, though once again I don't know why you're using the modifier slot with the better modifier perks. So I think the perks are amazing. Saves your life, but it makes you super, but it can still get you. It can get you killed if you're in a really bad location. Next perk is Double Tap 2.0. Now, Double Tap 2.0 is an interesting type of perk. What does Double Tap 2.0 do? It's the exact same thing as Double Tap 1.0. It increases your fire rate, but you also do double damage. Yeah, it just makes every single gun doing double damage. And me personally, Double Tap 2.0 is such an overrated perk. It is useful, but it only increases the gun's fire rate and the damage for so long, and it only does it for bullet weapons. Yes, it's somewhat useful in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3, it's useful as well. However, after a high wounds, why would you? I mean, there's only 4 perk slots unless you're using double guns in Black Ops 3. I would rather have other things in my gun, other perks than double tap 2.0 because it's a waste of spotlight. Well, let's see what perks you. We only have 4 perk limit Black Ops 3. Right? If you're playing solo, obviously you use quick revive, jug, widows, and stamina. Yeah. Well, widows maybe. Or maybe stamina, but you wouldn't use double tap if you were for a super high round if you only have 4 perk slots. It's an absolute waste of a perk. So I'm going to put it in view. I think it's very overrated. You know what? For that, I'm going to up with this. So I still think it's better. Alright, the next perk is. After that game. Go on. Why can't you make a simple tier list for something? Look at jeez. Alright. Right. For some reason these two perks are here. Age of deal is not here. Some other perks. This is normal Legendary. What Legendary does is it saves your life every single time you load. So when it kills zombies up to round 10, puts electric around your character. The zombies don't hit you, but stun them. Granted, something horrifying. If you die, you get a super electric burst, which using the Black Ops 3 can actually revive the player using self-made. The electric burst thing is so overpowered, it will actually save your life. But you lose the perk, obviously. So, I don't lose the perk, I think. Where would I perk? Perk's really useful in like Mob the Dead and all that. Overall, I would take the perk, it's a bit overrated. And this perk, this is the Black Ops 4 version, Electric Burst. The tier 5, if you use it as a modifier sword, it's actually quite decent. But what it does, you have to get a bunch of kills to charge it up. Then your melee attack, you get like 20 seconds of melee hits that will one tap anything on any round. They're really useful if you're doing overpowered strats because you will always one shot enemies. So I'm not gonna put it amazing, but I think it's better than normal Legendary. It's better because camp, camp, camp perk. So if you're in a camp strategy, if you're trading this perk is absolutely useless. If you're camping, this perk is absolutely overpowered. Pretty much what it does is it gives the player armor, which makes the player an extra 2 hits. If you come down, if you use it as your last slot, you get it from getting killing zombies, which are not in the circle. If you use it as your modifier slot, but it's actually really good. A power perk. Where would I put it personally? Survivability. Because it's a survivability perk, we put it amazing. Yeah. The next perk is Thermal Razor. What this does make a knife one shot to about 15 or to 25. Makes the round, makes the weapon a one hit for early rounds. If you make your knife a one hit in the early rounds, if you use the upgraded version, you also get health back when you kill enemies. But I think it only gives you 40 health, it doesn't give you actually 50 health back. There's a Black Ops War perk that actually does this. I gotta be honest with you. I think I don't know why you would use this perk after a certain amount of time. I put it in usable tier. I think it's a usable perk, but why would you use this when you only got 4 perk slots? Like, oh, Juggernaut. It simply makes it increases the player from a 2 hit to a 5 hit or a 3 hit to a 5 hit. Well, yeah, it rolls it depends on the game, like Black Ops War, you get your when enemies do 90 damage, it's going to be gonna make you that's it. Thanks. Right, increase Java in that game. Blah blah blah. Alright, Mule Kick. Mule Kick. So what does Mule Kick do? It gives you a forward weapon. You can use a forward weapon. But if you go down you lose a weapon. If you have the weapon fully back a bunch. Though this perk does have benefits in the newer games. Black Ops 4 only. Infinite Warfare and all that. But we're only ranking zombies obviously. So I would say it's a good perk. The reason I don't put it overpowered is or amazing simply because the fact that you go down, I, I still think Bandit Bandit games if it increase that thunder gun by like 2 to 4 shots. You know the don't. I think Bandit will be more useful than Yoke yet, personally. But yeah, you'll get punished. Next perk is BHD. This is the original BHD. Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 never came back because Treyarch think this perk is stupidly overpowered, which Treyarch hates this perk so much. I just don't understand why they hate people so much though. There's rumours that it's coming up or coming back again in Black Ops 4. PhD, double tap, and okay. So just explosive damage. We removes fall damage completely. It makes no explosive damage. You can do dolphin dive, which is cool. If you're playing Black Ops 1, this perk is really I'm gonna put it in amazing. Pretty much makes the player invincible for like the first 50 rounds if you know how to use them understand the Sawi effectively. And sure, perk maps like Ascension, assuming the monkeys don't save your perk. It's only 2,000, it's a very cheap perk, but it's worth it. Using overpowered explosives, it's a perk. Kind of that, it's kind of pointless, but why would you know it? The next one is PhD Slider. PhD Slider when Black Ops 4 first came out. I don't know, yeah, no, I hate why Black Ops 4 has so much fucking perks, man. God, why didn't they put all these new perks in an actual good game like Black Ops or something? Holy shit, man, this would have been. Yeah, exactly. There was only one new perk in the whole fucking Black Ops 3. They could have put all these, half these perks in. Alright. So, yeah. But then they fixed it and made it where you take no explosive damage whatsoever. Alien Starville Strap is really bird, but they did remove the. But there's only one explosive weapon in this game. But you got killed forever with the Alien Starville. So, yeah. I'm gonna put it in amazing. I think because the rocket launcher on Black Ops was literally a wonder weapon. Literally. Alright, quick ride. We have 3 versions of World at War version, pointless and solo. It makes your teammates revive faster. All games, it does. We have the Black Ops 1, 2, 3 version. And solo gives you 3 chances. Go down. Black Ops 4 heals the player faster. And also modifiers if you kill a player, revive a player, which is actually really power because it makes you regenerate health faster with less of delay. Same with the Black Ops Cold War. Black Ops 4, the ability is it gives you back full health, but Black Ops Cold War does it as well. If you have it upgraded, and Black Ops Cold War, it gives you an extra revive if you have it to tier 5. And it makes it revive obsolete. Well, that's why it's there. So I'm gonna give this perk. I think it's an amazing perk. Unless you're playing co-op. If you're playing co-op, I think it's a good perk, but if you're playing solo, or you're playing black. Alright, the next perk is sauce. This perk is good. What the this? Buy a perk. This is on Black score. And I'm just gonna put this perk usable. Simply because you can get the worst perk in the world that you can get. Alright, the next perk is stamina. Stamina. But if you're trying, stamina is the best perk, but increase the power movement speed 7%. Do calls you gain, you can take fall damage, which is amazing. What else does it do? Makes you run faster. If you upgrade Black Ops 3, if you combine it with Purple Stamina and Revelations, you get infinite sprint pretty much, and you run super fast. Black Ops 4 and modifiers as well, you can sprint forever. Black Ops 4 you sprint forever as well, and you can backpedal for further. So if you're training, it's not the best perk, obviously, it's not a lifesaver. Amazing, but it's cool. You know, you know something interesting here? What it used to do is used to make the barriers repair faster, but for some reason they removed that feature. I read about Black Ops 2 and 3, brought it back, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 4, it wasn't a perk, but you could get it if you have all the perks, they're pointless. Black Ops 4 was nerfed to only 30%, it sucks in that game. Every other game is a really useful perk. I always buy Speedball. Always. I'm gonna put it in. Thanks. Not the best perk ever, obviously. Would I? Nah. Just because. Nah, I'm not gonna put it on overpowered something because the new Call of Duty games it's not fast enough. It only increases your weapon reload speed by like 30%. Like I swear in the old games you used to increase your weapon reload speed by like double, sometimes even triple. I swear man, some guns in the older games like take 10 seconds, 12 seconds to load normally, and if you take like 4 seconds. That was a huge dump. Alright, Tombstone. Tombstone is pointless in transit, it's useful in. What's the map called? What's that map called? Town. Get extra perks. It's a decent perk in custom zombies, it's absolutely useless. In Black Ops Cobra, because you still lose your perks, which is such a stupid feature. Not the best perk. Let's not talk about custom. Is if we're only talking about vanilla, I gotta be honest, it's pointless. Unless you're doing that glitch from Black Ops 2 Town where you get an extra few perks. Somehow managed to do it in transit. Kinda impossible unless you're using some sort of hack. And by if you're using some hack, when you just give yourself all the perks in the first place. Alright, the next perk is Who's Who. Now, Who's Who, a decent perk in custom maps. Once again, if you want to put it in a diarize, kind of useless, but it won't use you right. Kind of pointless, but potentially if you get, I don't know, but it saves the player. It saves the player and it doesn't just revive. It out because it sucks to diarize. But it does, as at least it uses so well on Tombstone. So I'm going to put it kind of useless. Next perk is the amount you can't die if you have this perk as long as you have your shield out, which makes the player vulnerable. The upgrade ability is meh. What does this make you stop bosses over quickly? Which to be honest, I don't think that's ever worked. Ever. It used to be a glitch when the game first came out. I think this glitch might actually still exist because on the World Record website it still says you can't use the unbreaking shield glitch, so kind of stupid. I don't know how the unbreaking shield glitch has ever occurred, but if you want to go to high rounds go easily, you shield glitch. So I don't really know how it was ever caused because there was never really any tutorials on it in the internet as far as I know. So I watched like zero glitches and all that. And there was no story with infinite shield glitch. It just that happened. You gain, and I think it still assists in the game. It must still assist in the game considering the world records ban. So, but if a glitch, I'm gonna put it good. I think it's a good bit. I think it's a really underrated player, and pretty much makes the player unkillable. And if you play classified and you go for around 150 to the Easter egg, this is the only perk people will use, so it does have some useful there. So you go a little bit. Alright, next perk is time slip. What is time slip? It makes it where you roll back, box back a much faster, upgraded tombstone, so it makes your ability charge faster. It's a useful perk, but it's a really good perk. Let's be clear this isn't a Call of Duty game, so I want to take that into consideration. We're gonna put it. I think it's a good perk because Winter's Whale. Winter's Whale, what it does is pretty much the same as what it protects the player. If you get hit, you freeze all zombies around you, but it's not as overpowered as one of mine, as it can't charge it. Zombies don't drop, it drops, but it charges quite fast. You only 3 chances, but if you upgrade it to modify so you get 4 charges, it charges a little bit faster. That's it, that's all it does. That's all it does. So we're gonna put it. I think it's amazing though. Widow's Wine, the exact same perk, but it's overpowered. Um, let's talk about the zombie vulture. The perk's pretty much a perk. You know, we'll talk about vulture raid first because vulture raid is the exact same thing. Vulture raid. In this map, this in custom maps, I'm going to put this perk in overpowered. Honestly, if you use vulture raid, you're pretty much unkillable. But if you stand in vulture raid or you know how to use vulture raid, no, I'm not considering custom maps, but pretty much get infinite ammo in custom maps. So yeah, I've probably put it in that tier list. So this one. But anyway, as I said, if I probably custom maps, there's not one tier. For zombie bombshell, it's the exact same as vulture, but it's a lot now. Like damage, I think maybe it was probably like 20%, but quite a increase. Uh, yeah, I think this was a huge nerf. I think this was a massive nerf. I'm gonna be huge. I think there's why huge. Anyway, next thing is the blood move, right? Where the dog comes out and kills zombies. Fortunate part about this is it's a wee chat. It just randomly happens, and it takes like 5 minutes to charge. It's super inconsistent. Durable. Here, that's live streaming. So everything kind of useless. It's kind of useless because it just never happens at the right time. And of course, this that is obviously the most overpowered. Obviously, the most overpowered perk in Call of Duty Zombies. If you get this perk, you become immortal. The game ends. The game literally ends. It says, "Well done. You bet life. Congratulations." That's what that perk does. So yeah, but in fact, I always like to use it. Oh, never mind. I think Tim Harrison did a video that last time. All the perks on the side that did it. But we updated a bit. That's good. Peace out. I'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe. We do this locally every single Sunday. Seriously, guys, if you want to let me know what tier list you want me to do, because want me to do a tier list of a game, like even a movie franchise or a TV franchise, like even weapons or something like this, or something like this. Anyway, yeah. I meet